You're at Lake Rant, where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one is for Sick Check Arts, who says, rant about first impressions and the first interactions with people. Good, bad, awkward, your approach, etc. Um, all first interactions are awkward and terrible. I can't say that I've had any that are like great. Generally, I don't approach anybody. I'm trying to think. When was the last time I approached somebody? Never. I don't think it's ever happened. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to initiate a conversation. I mean, I guess in the case where I need something from someone, I can initiate a conversation, but that's not the same as really introducing yourself or having a first real interaction. I usually, I think I make a pretty distinctive impression just by being myself. I tend to look fairly unique since I'm always wearing pajama pants and I've, got a big bushy beard, and I am always walking around in a half awake daze. But when people introduce themselves to me, it really kind of depends on their energy. Like, my attitude is always to just try to be as, like, upbeat and easy as possible to talk to. It's like, if you come up to me and you're like, "Oh, you're Digibro," I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Digibro. What's up? You think it's cool? Yeah, you think I'm cool? That's sick, dude. Awesome." But, like, I don't know how to continue from there. Like, if you have to say something to me, or else this is gonna get real awkward real fast, as it usually does. So a lot of interactions go like, "Hey, you're Digibro, right? I'm a huge fan," and I go, "That's awesome." And then we stand in silence for a bit, and then they're like, "Yeah, I watch all your stuff," and I'm like, "Oh, that's great. Yeah, you seen the new ones?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I watched those." And I'm like, "Cool, dude." And that's about the way the conversation goes. But if somebody comes at me and they're like, "Dog, you're that fucking dude," and I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm that fucking dude," and they're like, "Dude, you need to fucking talk about Shield Hero," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, how come?" And they're like, "Cause in this fucking episode, this shit happens," and I'm like, "Oh shit, that really happens? Oh man, well, that reminds me of this other show I saw. Maybe that could be a conversation." I don't know. Like, I don't remember the last time I made a friend or had a prolonged conversation. Like, I was just at the family reunion with May, and it was very much like, I don't know what I should say to anybody, so, like, people talk to me and I just kind of answer their questions as pleasantly as possible until they stop asking me questions and walk away, and then I'm like, sick. That's over with. um, I think the only guy who I really had much of a conversation with was the one who was giving me drugs for free. It's a lot easier if I'm drunk or high, obviously, to have a conversation and sort of put myself in the action, but that usually only happens in a circumstance where everybody's kind of already feeling good and, in the mood for conversation. But, yeah, so my approach, I guess, is just to not come off as, like, dark or angry or anything. Like, I just want to present myself as, like, glad to be here, glad to field your questions, but I have no idea how to make this conversation last. So if you don't know how to do that, I'm not going to be able to help you that much. As for my first impressions of other people, I don't really pay much attention to anything happening around me. So basically, it's like I probably won't even notice that you're talking to me until we are already talking. And then it just kind of depends on what you say and how you act. But I don't know. I don't really spend much time making judgments about people, I guess. I am bad at interactions.